I'm Kevin Coleman with the Saddle Post at a major event here at Ohio Christian University. Rick Hartinger, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Rick Hartinger. I am the past president of the Camp Charlotte chapter of the Ohio Society, Sons of the American Revolution. And I'm also an avid student of history, a researcher, and historian. And
this was part of the 250th anniversary of the Camp Charlotte Treaty. You gave a talk about some of the research you've done. Can you encapsulate that?
That's a culmination of about 20 years of research. And it actually was initiated when I first joined the chapter, and they chartered to name it the Camp Charlotte Treaty. And as an avid student of history, born and raised here in Circleville, Pickaway County, I had never heard of Camp Charlotte. So that kind of initiated a quest, and I began an in-depth investigation to learn more about this event. Because most of the time, anything like that event, the only thing is known is its connection to Logan's speech. And so, if it wasn't for the Camp Charlotte Treaty, you would not have the Logan speech.
It sounds like you found some new primary documents in your research.
I did. I actually found the actual treaty information online, and in 2017 I invested in a grant to get copies of those documents, to have them enlarged and to have them put on canvas in order to properly exhibit them.
Which you have behind you on display here.
Correct.
So aside from this event here, what plans do you have for the documents and the information that you
Well,
spoke
as
of?
it stands right now, the Ohio Society was given a window of opportunity at the Ohio State House. And they have given us permission to put an exhibit up at the State House in regards to the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution and the 250th anniversary of Camp Charlotte. And so we have plans on taking these items to be part of that exhibit, including some of the artifacts that we have on exhibit that were actually found on the original Camp Charlotte site.
And you also mentioned some archaeological investigations, ground-penetrating radar to confirm the actual site of the camp.
That's correct. They actually did a survey and came up with approximately 20 anomalies. 9 of those identified as either campfire or something to that idea. So we are in the process right now of figuring out, we're going to try and analyze the contents of those campfires. We can come up with an actual year or something to that to actually age.
A carbon date.
Carbon date those campfires.
Now, this was video recorded. Where will that video be available?
Not sure. Can't answer that right now. We just wanted to get it recorded, and then we will address requests later. I would recommend to either get a hold of Kevin Dressback, our president, or myself, and we'll address that to see what we can do.
All right. What's the best way to learn more and to get a hold of you?
Yes. You can either get a hold of me at Richard.Hartinger, and it's H-A-R-T as in Tom, I-N-G-E-R, at frontier.com.
And the SAR also has a Facebook page?
We have our own website, the Camp Charlotte website. All you have to do is punch in Camp Charlotte. It should come up with the website. We also have an Ohio Society SAR website, There should be information on it, and you can either go through the national site of the SAR.
All right. And it was pointed out a few times today that the Camp Charlotte Treaty, the whole events here, were very important at the start of the revolution.
That's the big controversy. There's two factions that are purely divided on the historical significance about Camp Charlotte. Now, again, Camp Charlotte is the aftermath of the Battle of Point Pleasant. In some circles, the Battle of Point Pleasant is recognized as the first battle of the American Revolution. The other side of that, they're totally opposed to that for the simple reason you have to remember that the Virginians that took place that day were still classified as citizens of Great Britain. However, most of the time you can find evidence to support that the colonies were all unified by them and opposing anything from Great Britain. So the one faction says that due to the fact that these Virginians were led by a royal representative of Great Britain, they cannot be classified as pure Americans who opposed a British representative. Now, you have to define British representative. In many circles, the Indians are considered allies of the British government. So in that sense, the other faction can take, and because of that, then the Americans were actually going against the British,
So it's
which constitutes 6 months ahead of Lexington and Concord, which was a battle between militiamen, Massachusetts, versus the actual British Army.
like with much of history, it's a matter of interpretation.
Yes.
But quelling the Shawnee in the Ohio country helped clear up the War of Independence.
It basically due to the fact that those Virginians addressed the threat on our western frontier and eliminated that threat. It allowed the rest of the colonies to concentrate on defending their eastern border. Because, as I said in my presentation, the colonies could have ill afforded to defend two fronts, both financially and trying to the burden of resources.
All right. Well, lots of information, and hopefully we can get that video out and have it available. Rick Hartinger, past president of the Camp Charlotte chapter of the Sons of the American Revolution.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.